valuation concern that started to shine through in the last couple of days this week. I mean, Bank Nifty went one way while the Nifty and the rest of the market was going the other way. Let's put some of these questions to Mihir Vora. He's a market veteran, Director and Chief Investment Officer at Max Life Insurance. Mihir, first question to you. Do you consider what we've seen just a shakeout? The broader uptrend is intact?
Absolutely. I think this kind of movements are only to be expected, and I would not read much into it. As we speak, last night, the S&P 500 in the US hit a new high. So I don't think the overall bullishness in the global equities markets is gone.
Take that point, Mihir, the overall bullishness in the global markets may not have gone, but for the longest time, we've been outperforming the globe as well. And now with these fresh concerns coming on raw material costs, no problems in demand, but what good is a 30% growth in Asian Paints revenues when the net profit actually declines by about 29%? So the street is suddenly wondering that are the earnings stopping out, that earnings upcycle that everyone is talking about, is that maybe plateauing for a bit before it resumes its uptrend?
Sure. So Mangalam, as you said, some of the results in the last 3-4 days have shown indications of margin pressure. But that was only to be expected because we all know that commodity prices have been going up for the last at least 3 quarters that we know of. Our view is that these price rises probably are past their peak, and we have seen in a lot of cases like iron ore, lumber, even natural gas over the last few days, prices are coming off. So what you are seeing in terms of quarterly results in this month for the September quarter are a reflection of what happened in the last 2 or 3 quarters. What the market will or should start looking at now is what is the indication for the next few quarters, because as we peak out and probably we already have peaked out on some of the commodity prices there, then the demand drivers, the consumption drivers should normally come into play. So my guess is that you will see some downgrades overall on margins for this quarter, but that may not follow through in the coming few quarters, and we should get back to normalized earnings.
Actually, on margin pressures, Mangalam, what did we hear?
What did we hear? What did we see? I just have a bunch of consumer stocks that reported numbers this time around. This week so far, we had Jubilant FoodWorks, the biggest of them are all HUL, Asian Paints, Havells, all of them. So, you have the gross margin picture coming up for you on your screen, and that is a consolidated picture. 60 basis points, compression for Jubilant FoodWorks, and that was the least. Apart from that, Asian Paints, almost 1,000 basis points in terms of compression for gross margins. And 1,000 basis points means that you have to double your revenue if your gross margins are 20% for you to be making the same amount of money. Havells, 600 basis points. What was common between all these stocks? None of them trade below 65 times 2-year forward earnings. So we did see some correction in this space, like Sonal told us earlier in the show as well, over 10% for Jubilant FoodWorks and a lot of these other stocks. The management commentary, while they were gung-ho about demand, Jubilant FoodWorks said worried about raw material inflation. HUL used the word persistent high inflation, and Asian Paints, unprecedented rise in input costs. And remember, these are the cat's whisker companies that are reporting numbers, the first lot. So if these guys are facing it, I'm sure, the latter half will see a lot more.
Absolutely. Mihir, you like any of these names?
So I would start nibbling into these names if the correction continues, frankly speaking, because we need to look forward, and I think markets also will start looking at these things on a forward basis. And the broad thesis that we've been playing that the global economy is doing better than India, I think the next few quarters should see the Indian economy also find its feet, because on one hand, we are probably, hopefully, if there's no third wave, past the worst of the COVID cycle, and we are seeing business resumption indices almost crossing the pre-COVID levels. So we are seeing activity and consumption come back, some amount of revenge spending also happening. And it's also coinciding with the best of the stimulus in the Western economies like UK, US getting over. So on one hand, probably the best of the Western world growth is past us, and India can only look incrementally better in terms of growth going forward. So we would start looking at the domestic place, consumer banking, etc.
Thanks for bringing the optimism out, Mihir, on this, because we're all talking about gloom and doom in the mid-cap and the consumer space right now, at least this week. And we will take that optimism forward and talk about one sector that did extremely well in a weak market. The banks, they came out to party this week. Nifty banks soared over 2%, but the PSU banks did even better than that as this index rallied over 4%. Abhishek Kothari joins in with some more granular details. Abhishek.
Well, banking sector has been in focus of investors this week, and there has been sector rotation coming in from IT, pharma, etc. to defensive like banks. So in a 1 week movement, if you see, now Nifty is down close to 1.2%, Nifty IT is down about 1.1%, FMCG is down about 6.3%, metals is down more than 5.7%, and pharma is down more than 5%. On the other hand, you have the likes of BSE Bank Index being up 3.35%, Nifty Bank being up about 2.8%, and Nifty PSU banks being up by 4.6%. So in Bank Nifty, the biggest gainers have been the likes of Kotak Mahindra Bank gaining about 8.5%, Federal Bank seeing a gain of more than 10%, ICICI Bank having a gain of more than 4.5%, and SDFC Bank as well, seeing a gain of 3.3%. In terms of PSU bank gainers on a weekly basis, the biggest gainer has been Indian Bank close to 12%, Union Bank of India about 10.5%, Bank of Baroda at 7.8%, PNB has gained more than 4%, Canara Bank has gained about 3.5%, and not to miss out, SBI, which has gained more than 2.7%. Back to you.
Abhishek, thanks very much for that. Mihir, in the banking space, Federal Bank came out with numbers late on Friday. Numbers are super strong. ICICI will get anything you like in that space, and do you think there is valuation comfort here?
Yes, absolutely. I think as far as banking is concerned, and especially the large banks which really drive the Nifty for that matter, there are no negative, lumpy surprises left anymore in the corporate book, and the retail book has been holding up quite well, surprisingly well, in fact. So I think the private sector banks should continue to do well, and we have also seen some of the larger PSU banks also kind of showing quite resilient trends as far as NPAs are concerned. So to that extent, banking had been underperforming for some time because of inflation concerns about rising bond yields. But as these commodities correct, I think we should also see Indian banking do relatively better because of the underperformance. There is some valuation comfort there.
All right, Mihir, thank you so much for that, bringing some optimism. Hope the next time we meet, we do talk about markets in good times as well.